And now, the Doomsday Journal with Mike and Mike, coming to you live from the 209.
Welcome to Civil Unrest. Here we are in the backyard with Mike and Mike at night. Tonight we're going to be talking about MK Ultra and the effect it has on the homeless community here in the 209 and around the globe.
I want to call Grant Stanley Newman.
Grant Stanley Newman will be calling in to give us his thoughts. That'll be later on in the next hour. Here I have, me and Mike are going to open up with the social media, MK Ultra, and the drug effects on what it has to the mental status of our children and eventually homeless people. See, with this stuff they have on YouTube, your kids are gonna end up on drugs to enhance these videos. You see what I'm saying? And that's how they enter their minds, and eventually they'll progress to a homelessness. And as you're seeing, in this last week, we just had 3 unprovoked homeless attacks.
Stabbings.
Yeah, one in New York, where they pushed a woman in a railway system for apparently no reason. No reason at all. Unprovoked. So my thought is, are they being programmed mentally with the drugs and the social media and installed with trigger words? Because if you look up MK Ultra, folks, look up MK Ultra. Don't take it from me. Just look up something about MK Ultra, and you'll see they break these people down mentally, physically, and install them with trigger words. So one day, they just hear a word and it's go time.
Like a Russian assassin. Or just a McDonald's worker.
Exactly. But mentally programmed, almost like hypnotism. It's just crazy, people. The people that are behind this, they're in Hollywood. They're in social media. Zuckerberg. The CIA. Facebook is a CIA operation.
Facebook is just used for facial recognition. That's all it's for.
Yeah. I believe it was like launched as a social media platform to test it and get these people on a database. So if you're on Facebook, you're in a database.
If you have a cell phone, you're in the database.
You're in a database. And they're listening to every word you have. I mean,
they know what you watch on TV. They know who you call. They know what you order.
They can see you through your TV. Sit in your living room at home. The Chinese, America just banned a certain Chinese television brand. I'll have to get sources to you. I believe it was a Hisense TV. Or, no, it wasn't Hisense. Huawei. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Huawei. That Chinese company.
They all sound the same to me.
Huawei, yeah.
But they can make a chicken taste like an orange.
Exactly. But you have, the TV was discontinued in the U.S. because it was found to be spying on American citizens for the CCP.
Now this is predicted in a book called The Transparent Society by David Brin, where he forecasts that either the government would know everything about you and you have no idea, or you would know everything about everybody else. And that's Facebook, where you know everything about everybody else.
So both have come to life.
Both have come to life, and this book was written back in 98.
That's crazy.
Before Y2K.
This is all part of the 100-year plan. And you can watch Infowars.com. And Alex
live
Jones,
in the 100-year plan.
Alex Jones will tell you. He has all the sources documented. The guy is very informed. I'd like to have him on the show one day, but he has it all laid out. These globalist elites, the Bilderbergers, Soros, the Davos Company, Carl Schwab, they're all trying to kill us.
Carlyle Group.
They're all trying to kill us. They're programming our children, because the children's what they want. They want to take away the rights of the parents, program these children, get them on drugs, get them out on the streets, and basically turn them into zombies. I mean, I just took a drive the other day down Pescadero Park, off of Grant Line.
The nerve center of Tracy, California.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen it lately?
Mind-blowing.
Imagine,
pestilence at its best.
Imagine if a trigger word was stated all these people programmed, there's literally an army of zombies.
They would take down Tracy.
They could just be
burn it to the ground.
Activated at a whim by some psychopath sitting behind an office chair.
Could be happening as we speak.
Like Emperor Palpatine, execute Order 66.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
keyword, Picklefoot.
And maybe a scary scenario is this ain't globalists. This is a foreign enemy been programming us to kill each other.
Now, who would have a stake in that? It could be China, the Koreas, the Netherlands.
China and Russia have extensive mind control programs. They've been working on this since the early 1930s. As well as our government, too.
I put my money on China.
Have you ever heard of PSYOP? You know what PSYOP is?
This sounds vaguely familiar.
It's short for Psychological Operations in the CIA.
Oh, shit.
They conduct mass psychological...
Sickness is deep.
Psychological...
warfare.
Operations that basically gaslight an entire thousands of people. Look at what January 6th, FBI, CIA organized that and gaslight a bunch of people with the QAnon conspiracy theories, which is actually put forth by the CIA.
They're trying to convince our offspring that America is an imperialist country when it is not.
Exactly. We escaped from an imperialist country. Mm-hmm. This is a free market. Everyone has equal opportunity, but not equal outcome.
Nope.
But they all have a shot. Get off your ass, get out there.
I thought you were going to say a shot like the jab. I've had 2 of those, and I'll tell you, the second one almost killed me. Brought me to tears. I was having visions. I was almost gone.
I'm not trying to scare you, but this goes back to the mind control, too. What there's something in that has you temporarily... Right now, you're good.
Yeah.
But all they got to do is activate your mind.
Freeze up and die.
Not freeze up and die. You could do trigger word kill.
Right.
Just go out and start randomly killing some lady that just walked by.
Baca or somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good scenario. But hopefully that's not it. Hopefully that's not it. The person, Dr. Robert Malone, has come out and said that, and he's the inventor of the mRNA technology.
Oh, shit.
He didn't make this shot, but he made the same technology, mRNA. He's now been, since his interview with Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, have been censored. Because he's come out and said this is not a vaccine.
They took it down.
They took it down.
The haters.
You can see Alex Jones and his interview on band.video. It's about an hour long. But he goes into depth how this is a psyop that bigger than our country's ever seen.
I think it's time to call Crazy Uncle Grant.
Let's get Grant Newman on the
Grant
phone.
on the phone and get some intel information. Now, Grant has a PhD in physics. That's applied science of math.
Gotcha.
He has survived many medical miracles himself. He's actually been on an episode of Sesame Street as a child. I'm not making this up.
Really?
And he was in a medical journal for being the first person. We're going to ask him about his eyelids.
He's been around the block a time or two.
He's a scientific anomaly.
So he'll have an expert opinion on this MK Ultra mind control experiment by the CIA.
Because Grant has the mind of Einstein and the body of a pre-teen Swedish boy.
Wow.
We'll talk about that later. But let's get him on the phone as it rings, and he'll probably think that I'm drunk.
Should I just be Grant? How you doing?
Hello?
Grant,
Yes?
welcome to the show.
What show?
I have to ask you one question.
Yes?
Were you in a medical magazine for an eyelid surgery, or is that a myth?
Apparently I was. It was a Russian magazine.
Hold on. And this is factual, not fiction.
I never saw the thing, but I was told that my eye operation was the first of its kind because it was a double inverted eyelid operation, and I made an article or cover or something on a Russian medical magazine, and I was 2, so that would be 69 to 70.
But my final question is, you were on an episode of Sesame Street.
Yes, I was told I was on an episode of Sesame Street, and I sat next to Oscar the Grouch. Because Sesame Street is not filmed in San Francisco, but they came out like a tour, I guess.
That is astonishing.
I would love to get that episode, but I don't know
Our producers are going to make that happen for you, Grant Newman. Our producers are going to get you that episode.
I don't know if that was 1 or 2. Since I don't remember it, I was probably younger than 2.
We will contact PBS. We will get you that episode.
I don't think I'll be in the credits, so that might not be easy.
We're going to make it happen for you, Grant Newman.
Okay.
We got to cut to commercial. We'll talk to you soon. That was the one and only Grant Stanley Newman.
Grant Newman.
And there it is. Not only in a medical journal magazine in Russia, in communist Russia, but also on an episode of Sesame Street and the glorious America.
What does Russia have interest in an American eye surgery?
Russia has their hands in so many different buckets because they are investing in the souls of those who cannot think. In Russia, you are not a prisoner of a jail cell, you are a prisoner of the mind. They have you so, am I right?
They gaslight the fuck
They
out of
do.
people.
And you are oppressed from a mental level where you think there's nothing out there. It's so bleak. You wait in line for an hour to get a McDonald's cheeseburger. That should tell you something right there.
So the fact that they are interested in an American citizen's eye surgery makes me think that they are studying ways to insert microchips into the brain.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Russia cannot be trusted. They never should have been trusted. Putin likes to make love to tigers, and that's all there is to it.
It also makes you want to ask the question, does Putin have doctors in our medical infrastructure?
Putin is like, he's like Destro. He's like Cobra Commander. He's like the idea of evil, but he's so loved by his peoples. And evil is reflective on what side you are on.
I mean, he's such a... But compared to our United States president, he's a strong leader.
He's a stronger leader than our current
I mean, Biden
president.
sat down with him and said, "Oh, we mean it. Don't go into Ukraine." And now he's essentially U.S. intelligence now says that he's due to strike at any moment.
We need Trump back in office.
We do.
We need Trump. Trump was strong, just like the Bushes were strong, and Biden is weak, and he's weaker
I'm a
than
Republican, longtime Republican, and I believe that the Bushes are part of the same cabal as the Clintons. They're just essentially Republican by name.
Obama. W.
I mean, George Bush came out, what a sellout. He came out when January 6th happened and was like, he got up there in front of everyone and talking about how terrorists ain't just from another country. He's jumping on that whole Americans are terrorist bandwagon.
So here's the whole thing with terrorism. It was created as an idea to go after somebody bad and evil. But not even a person.
Flag.
Not even a person. You go after an idea, you can go after anybody now. So instead of us being enemies with this country or that country, we're at war with this country, we go after an idea. Now that idea can be anybody. It could be your neighbor now. It could be any country. Instead of us going after a certain country or a certain party, like a communist party.
And our government's really good at staging events.
Yeah.
Making it look like, oh, we demolished these buildings, but we're going to say the terrorists crashed into them.
Well, it's like sleight of hand. Well, I'm doing something with my right hand. You're watching my left hand. You're so dazzled by my left hand that my right hand is moving a lever. Something bad's going to happen. And that's what happens in the world. We get caught up on all these exciting things that happen, whether it's distractions, whether it's a jab or something going on in the media or somebody popular died, Michael Jackson died. Here's something to look up. You want
Michael Jackson's still alive.
A real good conspiracy theory? Every time there's a shuttle that goes off into orbit, there's an earthquake.
Really?
Every time. That's
because
mind-blowing, right?
That's because space isn't real.
No.
Space is fake.
It's solely fake.
The world is flat.
Well, here's the problem. What makes me question the whole moon landing is when you look at the footage, one, they either sped it up or slow it down. It's not real time. Two, there's like 3 light sources like a soundstage. And 3, if there's no oxygen, right, there's no wind blowing in space. There is no wind in space, right? The flag is wrinkled, right?
It's blowing.
It's moving around, but there is no wind in space.
So, scientifically, what would actually happen to a flag would be it would just be going straight and stay straight.
Here's something to think about, too. So, you've got your multi-stage rocket that got us to the moon initially, in quotations, right? So, check this out. Point A and point B. They get from point A, Earth, to the moon. You got this multi-stage rocket that breaks up into all these little pieces, right? So your tiny little piece, your tip of the spear that's on the moon, is somehow able to get back to Earth on its own. The gravity is going to magically pull it all the way back home. But it took all those pieces, all that thrust and torque and fuel to get us from the Earth to the moon multi-stage rocket. What is it? 10
Launch
pieces.
an empty rocket.
And then one little piece brings you home, right? The same thing with the shuttle. So you want to tell me the shuttle needs the boosters, the drop-off, the giant fuel pack, the big one, the big pecker that falls off, and that little shuttle, most of which is a cargo bay. Most of that shuttle is a cargo bay. 80% of it, cargo bay, okay? It has enough fuel to get from the moon back to Earth and land very casually. That's not America. That's not even Mexico.
So, yeah, I mean, these people are experts at lying to us.
Yes.
Space does not exist, folks.
Not even brain washers, brain dry cleaners.
Yeah, you can't even leave the firmament. You know what I mean? God stopped. If you read the Bible, God stopped them from building a tower too high.
The Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel.
Yes.
I mean, these rockets are just going to go up and essentially blow up. They're not going to go anywhere because you cannot leave the atmosphere.
See.
That's
It's all
the
been
heavens.
staged. It's all been a hoax. You've been lied to, people.
They were in Arizona.
The government has lied to you. They fed you bullshit from the day you were born.
Mars
They
is
stuffed you full
Arizona.
of sugar to get you high on cocaine in the future. They gave you the soda to give you the diabetes because the medical and the pharmaceuticals want your money. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, just like the shots. Everyone pushing the shots have stake in the shots.
The government made AIDS because the person with AIDS is going to die in 5 to 20 years and still pay taxes.
Exactly. And, I mean, we're looking at a low birth rate, low sterility. Women are having a lot more birth problems.
Syphilis everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, there's a documentation how the CIA was pumping drugs into communities, black communities. They wanted to keep people poor because a black voter that in need is a voter they can usually count on to vote for them because we hand out free stuff, here's free stuff, here's free stuff. There's no self-dependence so that black men can never flourish and succeed. They keep people poor, dumb, stupid, uneducated. Education's bad in poor neighborhoods because they want to keep these poor voters poor. They don't want them coming up to their level because now they're self-dependent. You don't need the government. When Stalin and Hitler took over, the first people to go were self-dependent farmers with landowners.
Yep.
Because they don't need the government. And they want the land.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just important to stay informed. I mean, like Alex Jones said, the DOJ just announced terror task force. Domestic terrorist task force. In which essentially they're going to turn the FBI and the military on its own citizens. They're declaring war on the American citizens. That's good. And,
But a Civil War Part 2, the sequel. Civil War Part 2.
And that's going to be instigated by the people in power. Give us just one moment. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to discuss what happened in Parliament in England.
Let me tell you about the big book of British smiles, okay? This is why I brush my teeth. The big book of British smiles would make you brush your teeth. They have the worst dental and medical systems over there, and Canada has the worst, and we're somewhere skating in the middle.
And what's going on with Boris Johnson's hair? Get a fucking comb.
Dear Lord.
I mean, he's like Trump that doesn't do his hair.
Trump has a glorious head of hair, a strong Republican head of hair, a leader's head of hair, not some wimpy, mumbling, bumbling, fumbling, current viceroy.
So last night, Parliament met, I guess it would have been today for them, met and just grilled Prime Minister Boris Johnson on his COVID response and low jobs, high unemployment level. They just grilled him, ganged up on him. I mean, when he tried to defend himself, all you could hear was, here.
Right?
And turns out today on the news, it was reported all mandates, all restrictions have been lifted in Great Britain.
Oh, dear Lord.
If only we could get some balls over here and get these bureaucrats and medical tyranny.
The end of the gynocracy has to come.
Yes. These
The
medical...
end to the tyranny and the leaders who lie.
Because if we don't fix this now, we're heading to a world where all your health decisions are decided by the state. So imagine you can't walk no more, or you have a brain injury, people have to take care of you, the government can then decide, well, he's no good to society, let's just bump him off. Give you a shot, lethal injection, and just you're done.
I think the jab is a lethal injection.
Oh.
Ice Cube said it first.
Ice Cube.
The Don Mecca.
He did say that.
He did.
Just last year. He also supported Trump, but then when he got criticism, backpedaled. See, that's what Hollywood does to these people. Who is this?
Billy Army.
Are we calling in on the show?
He's going to be on the show once he answers.
Are we going to tell him?
We are.
Welcome to the show. Do I chime in?
Yeah. Chime in. I'm so drunk I forgot the name of the show. No, I haven't. Civil Unrest. Time to drink some Civil Unrest. Oh. Bill's too smart, though. He's not answering the phone.
Well, we'll get him on next time.
We will get him on next time.
Eventually.
I love this. I can just call anybody. Live on the radio. Grant Newman. Michael!
He should have me chime in. Grant Newman, welcome to the show.
Michael!
What's your opinion on Russia controlling our homeless?
Oh, he would have lost his shit.
What do you say?
I've got 5,000 people on this list I could call. Most of them are in South Africa.
Do they speak English?
No, they don't. That's the sad thing. Oh my God, too many people. It's freaking me out.
I bet you Africa would have some very interesting opinions about the state of our country.
Oh, they would lose their shit.
You see, they have it right. You know, they stay simple. Keep life simple. I mean, over there, every day can be their last. With AIDS, with lions, with hippopotamuses.
All people in Africa care about is sex.
They're living free, brother.
All they care about is sex. Who they're going to bang next. And that's why it's the AIDS epidemic, the AIDS capital of the world. Because in Africa, they don't care about where the next meal's coming from. They care about their next act of sexual congress. Who's going to be with? Man, woman, beast,
monkey.
They don't care. Monkey? Well, so there's two theories about that. One is that they're eating the monkey brains and eating that monkey blood, getting the HIV straight to their brains, or that they're actually banging monkeys. Now, I believe theory number 2, that they're banging monkeys.
Wow.
Maybe
it's both.
I've watched South African soap operas on South African TV through the internet, and it's all about who they're going to bang. Wow. It's like the bang nation of the world. If your skin is darker than a paper bag and you want to get lucky, I'm not being racist, okay? Because I myself am a person of color. Is you go to Africa and you can just bang anybody. They don't care.
Oh, Elon Musk came from Africa.
Oh, don't even tell me that.
Elon Musk is from South Africa.
No, my brain is dissolving.
His mother was severely abused by his father. And usually...
I'm the only person who thinks that's funny.
And usually when a woman got divorced...
Oh, Billy.
Usually when a woman got divorced...
we got Billy on the air.
Billy, how you doing?
Billy.
Welcome to Civil Unrest.
Call this back. I think it's connecting. We may have lost Billy. Unfortunately, your call with Billy, blah, blah, blah. What is it doing? Is it saying answer? Hold on. I'm so confused. Oh, was it call back and not answer? It was call back and not answer. You missed a call from Billy? No, I missed a call from Billy. Come on, Billy. No palpitations. There it is. There's Billy. Billy's going to be live in a second.
Hello?
Billy, you're on the air.
Billy, welcome to Civil Unrest. How you doing tonight?
Civil Unrest sounds like a fakakta podcast.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. We're doing a podcast. We want to know your opinion on the MK Ultra effects on the local homeless in the 209.
831. He's in the 831.
831. Well, throughout this area.
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, are they going to be contributing more or less to society?
I'll tell you why you're our first caller, Billy, because you are one of the more intelligent people that I know. That's not the booze talking. But I sincerely believe that you have something intelligent to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
So Billy,
All right, well, I'm listening. What's your next question?
Billy is the ultimate celebrity I know. This guy has been in a commercial for, was it Domino's?
Very cool, very cool.
I can barely hear you. I'm going to get cigarettes.
Ah, well, that's exciting.
Tell me that you're wearing a pig mask right now.
I was wearing one 48 hours ago. 48 hours ago, I was wearing a pig mask and opening a briefcase full of smut.
Oh, jeez.
So
I've
Billy,
been seeing those stickers around town.
so Billy, do you believe in mind control in social media and in Hollywood?
Oh, like, is Mel Gibson, maybe he was onto something?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That QAnon stuff.
I heard that somebody put something in his drink on that highway.
When he got pulled over.
I believe it.
And he was angry at the people of a different faith.
Jewish people.
Jewish people. The chosen ones.
The Nazis have infiltrated Hollywood and NASA.
I believe it.
Wait a minute. Am I talking to Alex Jones?
Who do you think you're talking to?
The frog people. I'm the guy.
He's talking about the Obama conspiracy. Say it with me. The Obama
Conspiracy.
Planet Prison. That's right. And you can stay healthy by using...
What's the Obama...
Alpha Male Plus.
There it is.
What is it?
Alpha Male
Plus.
That sounds like a good name for a tennis shoe.
He's fighting the Obama conspiracy and trying to break apart Planet Prison for us.
Oh. Look, people say all kinds of crazy things. One time I watched a thing on YouTube about Tom Hanks, and by the end of it, I was convinced I would never want to hang out with the man.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
That's not accurate. He's a good look.
He's a very
Tom
big pedophile.
Hanks, he's a good man.
As a matter of fact, before the Ghislaine Maxwell trials started, he moved to Greece, a non-extradition country.
You're talking about, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You can't trust YouTube and things on there because by the end of it, I don't know what I was thinking about Tom Hanks, but then I came back to reality and I realized that when they do a remake of Huckleberry Finn, Tom Hanks will play the part of Negro Jim.
Oh, dear Lord. I almost thought you were going to say a remake of Forrest Gump.
I gotta save
Remake of
Bubba.
Forrest Gump, really?
They're going to reboot everything
They should do
eventually.
a sequel to Forrest Gump.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Wilbo Army, thank you for joining us on our what was it called?
Civil unrest.
No. What do you call the
Call or
podcast?
what?
Civil unrest.
You call the podcast a...
Are you taking any callers?
We got Grant Newman earlier, and Grant Newman mentioned his appearance in a medical journal from Russia for some eyelid surgery, and his appearance on PBS's Sesame Street in 1969.
Yes, you know the cheese is right.
Is that right?
The cheese.
What?
TBS.
They're looking for cheese.
She told me to act like a homeless person.
Well, I think you should take a call.
Look,
We're going to take a call. You want to be on the phone while we take another call?
Yeah, let's take another call.
Okay, hold on. Let me get somebody on the phone.
I'm going to get Dave Michaels on the line.
You want me to get Dave Michaels? He's probably enjoying
Dave
his...
Michaels on the horn.
so look, we already have our children acting like homeless people.
Hold on, let me multitask here. Let's go on here. We're going to get another caller on the line.
Okay.
Let's pick somebody good.
Pick somebody
Chuckles.
with a while.
You ready? Chuckles is coming on the horn.
Chuckles will be joining us
Chuckles.
on Civil Unrest.
His name is Tony, but I call him Chuckles. Billy, you still there? Did we lose Billy?
I think we lost Billy.
No, Billy's there. Oh, I think it lost the call.
But look, this goes back to what I'm saying. Our daughters are acting like homeless people here because they're on social media, teaching them to take drugs and turn into homeless people,
Can we do both?
Actually, I'm acting like
who then attack people at random.
Actually, I'm acting like an anime character. Wait up. Look at me.
Tony!
Voicemail area code 408-506-2336.
Here's the voicemail. Okay, let's get back to Billy. Getting back to Billy on line 1.
Who's Billy?
That's Billy Army.
Oh.
Let's get Billy back on here. Pretty successful podcast.
You guys have a podcast?
Close the door, or you're gonna anger Grandpa. The screen door freaks him out.
Yeah, we don't want to upset the man of Spock.
Manuel, the Baracho Baca.
Yeah, it's not a pretty picture. Trust me.
We lost Billy. He's gone. It's all right. We lost Billy.
Poor Billy.
Billy's gone.
Poor Billy.
It's all right. But there's others to call.
Who do we get next on the line?
Is this like a prank call thing?
It's
Not a prank call, but a podcast
About what?
about civil unrest,
Yeah,
about
just
democracy,
local issues, statewide issues,
real stuff.
You mean
Real-
what we're living in?
real life
We're
stuff.
living it. We're living it.
Yup.
Real shit, people.
Real stuff. Aaron Reichart, let's give him a call.
Aaron Reichart.
I'm Alex.
Sounds like a good radio name.
Just say
Here we are with
Alex.
Aaron Reichart.
Maybe it's gonna be Eric, I'm gonna be Alex.
I think we're still rolling. Aaron didn't answer. Oh, he missed our call. Who else we got? Somebody good from South Africa.
Be
Let's
interested in
see.
getting a foreign opinion on what's going on.
Want to freak out a South African? Who else we got?
But
Shit,
voodoo
man.
on us.
Damn, no one's answering.
What's shit?
It's almost time to wrap it up, though. I think we got almost a full hour here. Anyone else we can call? Let's see, real quick. Who can we call? We call Chuckles, Dinglefoot. Dinglefoot, you ready?
Yeah, who's Dinglefoot?
You're gonna see. Hold on. Keep playing.
So I call him Dinglefoot. Hey, Dinglefoot, welcome to the show.
No. His name's Tim Klaus. Ow. Oh, simple.
Hello, Michael.
Tim,
Yes,
you're on the air, buddy.
I'm on the radio.
You're on the radio.
Welcome to Civil Unrest. How are you doing?
Okay, yeah, all right.
So, this is Tim Klaus. This guy is the weatherman. He is a phenomenal expert at all things seasonal, and that's why I brought him on the show as my contribution to the first episode of Civil Unrest,
That's
featuring Mike and Mike, coming through like the first of the month, bringing the pain with music by Olivia.
Okay, all right.
We want to get your thoughts on weather control, government weather control. Does it exist?
Okay.
You're on, Tim. Tell us about government weather control. Is the HARP real?
Okay, yeah. There's a whole thing about the contrails.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there we go.
Where they're
yeah,
spraying
there's a-
COVID and soft metals in the air.
Yeah, the question is, what are they putting in the air, and what is that doing to the atmosphere?
Doing to the atmosphere? Is it causing COVID? There's plenty of questions there.
Absolutely.
Bill Gates and his farming spray, what do they call that?
Premature ejaculate.
No, the pesticides.
Well, yes, there's the question of whether it, whether it's causing lower fertility rates.
I believe that. I believe it is.
Okay.
There's a lot to support that.
So where's our audience right now? Is this around Tracy?
Well, we're live from the 209, but this podcast will be international in a matter of days.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking international.
Okay,
and
great.
world.
Sounds great.
Give a shout out to whoever you want to give a shout out to. Old, young, small, reptilian, Republican, or other.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, just to let you know, I'm actually at the Big Brother known as HD right now,
Oh, shoot.
and so I have to exit this podcast. I'm actually hiding behind a pallet of nails right now.
I want you to tell me before you go the most beautiful woman employed by the Home Depot.
Most beautiful. Oh, let's say right now we'll go for Denise.
I like it.
Denise? Well, sounds good to me.
Denise,
Hopefully she
there's even a song. I told her there's a song with her name. Denise, an old doo-wop song. Denise, rise up, blue. Da-da-da-da. You can look it up.
I like it.
Okay.
God bless this great nation.
God bless
Yes,
America.
absolutely.
Godspeed,
Okay.
Tim.
Yes.
Have a good night.
We will reconnect because we never know what can happen at nighttime.
That's true.
Bad thing.
Anything can happen.
And I'll send you another picture. I think you can take a look at the tire.
I will look at the tire. Godspeed.
Okay. All right.
God
Adios.
bless. Good night.
Bye-bye. All right, let's put on the closing music. This is the Olivia Street Band here. Come on, get on your closing music. We're going to bring the show to
Local talent.
bring it down to a screeching halt. That's not the tequila. That's a indigestion.
I'm gonna spark this.
Get closer. Rock on. I'd like to thank my mother and Elvis for making this possible. All the small people in the 209, the 831. Our band's getting a contact high, but that's all right. And remember, this is Civil Unrest, brought to you by Mike and Mike in the greater Tracy area from a secret location, best known as the House of Baca, under the reign of the Supreme Borracho himself, Chief
AKA
Drink-A-Beer.
the backyard.
The backyard. We'll be back again. This should be a weekly, soon to be daily, soon to be international broadcast.
Worldwide.
Sponsored by Wife Beater Beer.
Yep.
God bless this
God
great
bless
nation.
America.
Ah!